Everything's just gone in total chaos on this tiny little island. I'm not getting in hand-to-hand combat with jihadists, and I don't want to kill anybody. And it wasn't shoot someone with a gun. It was take a machete and dismember them. Why? God, why is this happening? When we first moved there was a lot of colleagues who were trying to do Bible translation for minority people groups there. And I went just to help with the aviation fleet. Indonesia is made up of 17,000 islands, a lot of land and a lot of water from one extreme to the other. Indonesia was officially 99% Islam. There were hostile segments, but the individuals we knew were not. We lived in the community, they loved us, we loved them. But we're on this tiny little island that Jacques Cousteau characterized as the paradise of the world.
I can't believe how friendly he is.
Gorgeous beaches and palm trees and beautiful weather, and all of a sudden...
Indonesia has been gripped by a new wave of sectarian violence.
Ambon is on fire.
Dozens of explosions and hundreds of shots fired.
Al-Qaeda had training camps in Solo, Indonesia, where they were literally training and radicalizing Muslims. Al-Qaeda had convinced them that the Christians had burned the mosque down in the city.
There were chants of jihad or holy war.
This is revenge, they say. Neighbours have become sworn enemies.
It started with baseless rumors sparking religious hatred.
They came across the mountain in waves, killing people. Flames just roaring up 100 feet in the air, water system being poisoned. Bodies start showing up, dropped off at the police station or floating down the river. You think, the police will do something about it. No one does anything about it. They had no place to go, no place to run to.
Streets are blocked. People are armed with everything they can find. Spears, clubs, knives.
I can remember being afraid of Islam, afraid of what they might do to me, afraid of what they might do to my family. I can remember even saying, I didn't sign up for this. Get me out of here, God. One of my colleagues said, I'm going to go home and sharpen some weapons because I want to protect my family. And I remember saying, brothers, I don't think we came here to kill anybody. I think it's time to leave.
This is our convoy to get out to the airport.
You have to have special permission to be able to leave the island from the government because they'd shut the place down. And the guy who was the pilot, his insurance company had contacted him and said, if you land there, it's a war zone, your insurance is canceled. And we were blessed to have a man of integrity who said, I'm going anyway.
Outnumbered troops opened fire on rioters.
One of the most brutal chapters in Indonesian history.
We got out, and then we leave all these people behind, friends. Many of them pleaded for help. Some of them we helped pay to buy a boat ticket. Others I couldn't help. About 10,000 were killed. And you just watch it from a distance thinking, why did you allow this? These folks are serving your kingdom. What are you doing? How can this be right? He gently and graciously showed me that it's part of the normal Christian life, David, and you shouldn't be surprised by it. I began to realize he uses suffering in order to grow his church. God allows an injustice, and then God turns it and flips it. Something changed in my heart during that time frame. And I went from being afraid of Islam to where I actually love Muslims because of the Father's love. That journey then eventually led me to where we are now with Unfolding Word. The church is just exploding throughout the Middle East, throughout Asia, Myanmar, India, wherever you want to name it. They'll come to us saying, could you help us? We want to be able to have a Bible in this language, and we have no scriptures. There's roughly about 7,000 languages in the world. 700 of them have a whole Bible. For those who have never had it and finally get it, it's the world. And what we are doing is simply coming alongside and providing tools, technology, content that's in languages that they can understand. And it doesn't matter whether they're a former Al-Qaeda, Taliban, some unreached people group, we're there to come alongside them.
One of the things that I admire about David is his deep love and respect for the indigenous. David's worldview and Unfolding Word is let's teach them, equip them, give them everything they need. The ownership level of the translation actually increases the transformation that happens because it's their Jesus, it's their gospel. The people who are leading these church planting movements in the most difficult places on the earth are apostles. They're fearless, they're unflinching. They will take the scriptures in church planting where no Western missionary could go or would go. That's a definition of the Great Commission.
Why God works in the way he does and why he worked in this way, like what happened in Ambon, I certainly don't completely understand. There's people today, I still don't know where they are or what happened to them. I come to peace that God has a special place for them right there at the altar in heaven. Al-Qaeda and radical Islam, the clash they began, changed the hearts of the nation. I saw the shift from 99% Islam, which meant Christianity was less than a percentage, to now a country with 30% Christians. What is the kingdom worth? You want to change radical Islam? Go at them with the gospel. I know people who have been transformed, who were once radical Islam. And I also know of people who were looking for Jesus. They're on that journey of saying, tell me more. Can I see a Bible in my language? I'm compelled to be part of it. I'll do this for the rest of my life. I want to see people that know Jesus so that they know how much Jesus loves them.